Her. Okay. So I've read this before to you all, and I'll read it again. It's called Kindness by Naomi Shihab Nye. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans, and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you can see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and sit up straight and tall. Take a moment to just absorb what kindness feels like to you, how it emanates from you easily in some places with some people, and how maybe in other circumstances you hoard your kindness inward. And what can it be? What can you do? How can you help yourself to let kindness flow, to drop down lower than the circumstances at hand and come into connection with those around you? Can you relax the shoulders? Can you drop into your own body now, feeling the ways the tensions of the day have gathered inside your bones? Where can you slough off a little bit of that tension? Are there layers of stress that have been just blanketed on top of you that you don't even know that you have weight any longer? See what it would feel like to just let some of those blankets slide off your shoulders. Feeling yourself open, expand, grow. Take in the breath smoothly, freely. See what it feels like to exhale and let go of the breath freely and smoothly. Take notice of how the breath feels in your body. Are you guarding the breath anywhere? Are you not letting it in? Are you holding it and not letting it out? Are there stress points in your body that restrict a full breath moving through you? Can you feel that you're just a big open room, that the wind coming in, the blowing of your breeze, the breath, can you feel that it reaches all of you and it creates space? Can you feel the letting go on your exhales? See if you can harness the natural feeling of the exhale and just slough off whatever that froth is for you. All right, so let's just take a moment to feel first your hands on your thighs or on your knees. Drop your palms, let go, let there be no tension in your hands. Bow in, let your head drop for a moment. Take a deep breath here. And as you're ready, bring the palms together at your heart and offer an intention. In what way can you allow yourself to be open this week? To allow the energy of kindness to flow through you. And let's release the hands and come onto our back. So as you come to lie down, notice what you're feeling. So how's the body today? How are you doing? What kind of weekend did you have? Has there been stress? Of course, there's been stress. That's a silly question. How have you been managing your stress? So before we move, let's feel that tidal wave of the breath here again. Spread out the arms. Spread out the legs. Make yourself a little bigger on the floor than you might sometimes do. And then melt. What can you give over? Can you feel where you're touching the earth? Can you allow yourself to surrender those places? Are you able to breathe more deeply lying flat than you were sitting up? Just notice the difference. And give yourself a cleansing breath. Take in what you need. Give away what you don't. And then let's start to move that into some starfish poses. So stretch from your navel out to your edges. And while you're stretching up there, wiggle your toes, stretch your fingers, and then bring your knees into your chest. Maybe this first round, just keep your head on the ground and rock a little bit, sway from side to side. And just feeling your low back, any tension you might have there, just see what it feels like to loosen things up. Circle the knees a few times one direction, circle the other direction. Just get some ease going in your spine. And then let's open up again. Spread out your wings, stretch, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then exhale, this time pick your head up, knees into your chest. One more time. Open your body out, spread your wings. Exhale, draw in. Release your feet onto the ground. Arms come out like a T. Feet are wide on the mat. Feel the edges of the mat with your feet. And let's just go back and forth with your legs. Okay, so knees dropping to one side, knees dropping to the other side. All right, now this is a pretty big twist to begin. Drop the knees over left, so you might want to block to put underneath your left knee. So drop the knees to the left, and then we're going to pick up your left foot and put it to the outside of your right leg. So my foot lands around my knee, but it could be anywhere. Now, move the block underneath your left thigh or wherever it goes so that you're not going too deep. And you can experiment. See what it feels like to not have a block and notice what's happening in the body. Take a deep breath. Open up the sides of you. Feel the rim of your hip bone. See if you can bring your breath all the way down to that spot. Let your neck relax. And then go ahead and lift the legs. Put your foot back down onto the ground. Bring two knees into the chest. Rock a little bit and just let that feeling in the side waist and the side of your hip dissipate a little bit. It's a pretty big stretch for some people. For others, they're like, it doesn't feel like much. So you just feel what it feels like for you. For me, when I do this pose, so now feet hip width apart on the floor, drop the knees over to the right, pick up the right foot, put it to the outside of the left leg, and support with a block if you need it. For me, I feel this very differently from one side to the other. So I'm wondering how you feel too. Do you have, is it in a different spot where you feel a stretch? Is it more or less sensation on this side than the other side? Fill up your breath. All right, great. And then go ahead and lift your legs back up.
Okay, take both legs onto the floor for a moment. Then we're gonna bring our right knee into our chest and wrap the strap around your right foot and lift it straight up in the air. Now you may not have a strap and that's okay. You can just interlace your hands behind your hamstring. And often we warm up the hamstrings by moving in and out of a lunge. So just notice warming up the hamstrings in a static hold, what's different. So move the right hip away from your shoulder. Feel free to have a little movement by pointing your toes up toward the sky and then flexing your toes down toward the earth so that you can feel a little bit of opening and closing through the calf muscle fibers, maybe even the top of the foot or the shin. How's your breath? As you start to move your body, how is your breath? All right, let's open up to the right. So if you don't have a strap, you can still be holding on to the thigh. Open your right leg out to the right. Your left leg can be straight on the floor or your left foot can be on the floor. You can even butterfly your left knee out to the side. Feel the inner thigh. Now try not to overdo. So it's so easy to overstretch the inner hamstring. So let's be really mindful to be in a safe place where you feel the stretch in the belly of your muscle instead of just at the attachment at the knee and sit bone. How's your breath? All right, and then let's lift that leg straight back. Take the strap into the left hand and cross the leg over to the left. Right leg to the left. Maybe you want to keep the right hand right in the hip crease to press it away, whatever you're finding. And feel free to be moving around a little bit. If you want to do some circles with your foot or anything that feels good. And remember, this is your practice. I'm just giving suggestions. You can ignore them. You can roll with them. You can go beyond them. Find the breath. And then come back to center. 2 feet into the strap. Find a moment here with 2 feet in the strap. Extend the spine. Feel the femur bones move back. Have the little gap at the top of the sacrum and the lumbar spine. Let it lift off the floor just a bit. And then we're going to change legs. So left foot is in the strap in the air. Right leg is on the floor. Right foot can be on the floor. And your knee is bent, so you choose. How are your shoulders? Are you pulled up? Are you trying real hard to get closer to your foot? Can you have a little bit more release on the strap so your shoulders can be relaxed? Feel the rise and the roots. So foot lifts, hip roots. Feel the extension of your leg without hyperextending your knee. Feel free to move your foot. So you can point and flex the toe. The strap will probably stay hooked in the arch pretty well, even though you're moving. All right, and then let's go ahead and take the strap into the left hand. Open the left leg out to the left. Feel rooted. Now, I'm lucky because my right foot is on the wall. I have my right foot on the baseboard. And this is a very stabilizing force to have something to press your right leg against. So if you're close to something that you can push your right foot against, you can try that. Lengthen through the spine. Relax your shoulders. The way that you hold tension in your neck and traps, see if you can let it go. Make sure the stretch is in the belly of your muscle. Open yourself up. And then lift that leg straight up. Take the strap into the right hand. Cross the left leg past the midline. Maybe the heel of your left hand hangs out in the hip crease to press it away. Maybe you want to be moving your foot around to see what's working for you. The most important thing you're doing here is breathing. All right, and then go ahead and lift that leg back up. Take the strap off. Bring 2 knees into the chest, hug in. One more round of the cat-cow, spread your limbs. Exhale and draw in. And then roll over onto your side and come up onto your hands and your knees. All right, so as we find cat-cows, take your time. Know if you need a little support anywhere. Okay, so if your hands don't like being on all fours, you can always take your fists or hands on blocks. Let's start moving through your spine. So feeling the arch, feeling the roundedness, just notice where your body is easily moving, where your breath is easily moving. Are there any nooks and crannies that aren't moving so well? How does this feel Are you able to detach from the expectations and just be in your body? And the kindness that we are trying to find for others, can you find it for yourself? Can you be gentle? Can you be, a little bit of a taskmaster when that's required? Like giving yourself the get up and go when needed? Sometimes kindness is a little bit of a push. Sometimes kindness is a hug inside your own being. So just see what you need today. Reach the right arm up in the air. Exhale and slide that shoulder down, feeling a twist. Open up across the back of the rib cage between the shoulder blades. Find your breath moving there as best as you can. Keep the neck soft and relaxed. Notice where your hips are. Did they shift off to the side? Inhale, reach that arm all the way back up in the air again, and then place the hand down onto the ground. Second side, left arm. Find the twist here. Open your breath. Notice what it feels like in the back of the body. Feel the base of the skull relax. And if you don't like this twist, if it's just not quite right for you, try something different. You can come back towards child's pose and turn your torso toward the floor and just stretch your shoulder. And then inhale and reach that arm all the way up to the sky, and then place the hands down. Let's go ahead and come up to dog pose. Spread out your limbs, hands wide, feet wide, curl your toes under. Spread out your toes, spread out the bones of your feet. And notice, do you feel a little different having already stretched your hamstrings open a little bit? So let's walk your heels down. So one at a time, bend your other knee. Just feel that little dance. Feel your Achilles stretch a little bit. Feel the bottom of your feet broaden. Letting your toes have some room. Spread out your hands as well. Feel where you touch the ground. Root into there and extend. How's your neck? Can you relax something? How does the inversion feel? Are you able to melt through your face? How is your breath doing in this posture? Can you feel how much room you have? What do you love about dog pose? Hopefully something. All right, and then walk your feet forward and come into Uttanasana. Fold, bend your knees. Feel free to move around. You can wag your tail, move your shoulders, move your head. And when you're ready, inhale and reach upward. Open your arms to the sky. Lean back a little bit if it feels good. Feel that open heart. Spread open your wings here. Chest is broad. And then reach the arms up. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Open up and stretch to the side. If you need to have one shoulder down for any reason, you can always just stretch without holding on to the hand too. All right, so finding the breath. Come back, switch sides. Find the extension through that shoulder, through the rib cage, root into the feet. Open up through your breath. Relax the base of your skull. All right, come back to center one more time. Open the chest. And then release your arms out. Spread your palms out. Push toward the walls on the sides of you. Spreading out your hands. And then roll your wrists a few times. And then let's spread out the hands again. And then roll your wrists a few times. Spread out the hands one more time. Drop the shoulders. Spread open through your heart. And then release the arms down. Swing them up. Big breath, exhale and fold down. Relax the base of the skull. Grab your hands to the heels of your hands against the base of the skull. Pull the chin toward the chest. Feel that stretch travel down the back line of the body. And then inhale for a halfway lift. The spine grows, the knees are soft. Exhale and melt back down. Step back to a plank. Left foot is back, right foot is forward. All right, so come into a lunge. You can have blocks nearby if you want. Extend open through the heart. Find your breath and then rise up. Bring your hands to your hips or bring your hands to the sky, wherever is good for your body today. So if you need a little bit of an adjustment of coming a little bit out of the lunge or going deeper or bending the back knee, you find you for this posture. Open the chest. So if it feels good, bring your arms out to the side and lift the heart.
See what it feels like to keep your chest open without pinching the back body. See what it feels like to hold yourself in an open-hearted way. Have your breath come in deeply here. And then swing your arms down, back up through your arms again. Exhale and release the hands. Back foot comes forward, fold in half. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and melt back down. Left foot is now forward, right foot is coming back. Come to a lunge on this side. Stretch open through your heart, finding your breath. And when you're ready, push off your feet and rise up. So put your arms wherever is comfortable. Have your knee a little bent, a lot bent. Just find whatever along that way is best for your joints. How are your feet? Can you spread them out? Can you feel where your roots are? Can you root down? Feel the open heart. Whatever you started doing with the arms, see what it feels like to open your arms out again. And this time, instead of having our hands pressed toward the wall, let's open our hands and pull them down a little bit. So the palms are facing up and then the fingers start to move down toward the floor. Try not to let this lock out your elbows. Open across your chest. It doesn't matter how far you go. Just let that nerve zing go through your arms. Wake your arms up. And then arms back up to the sky. Exhale, swing them down. Step back to a plank. Hold steady here. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale fully. Try not to let your breath get constricted just because there's strength through the midline of the body. Let's put our knees down. Slowly lower yourself down to the ground. Come into an open heart chest pose. Cobra, open. Exhale and come back down. Let's do twice more. Open your chest. Feel the stretch across your heart. Exhale and release. How's your back body? Are you stabilizing through your core? Are your glutes active? Do you feel protected in your lumbar spine? Down you go. Let's go ahead and release. Come back up onto all fours. Feel some moving around through your hips. See what it feels like to open things up. And we're going to come right onto our side. I promise we'll keep moving. Just finding this, warming up the lumbar muscles a little bit. Okay, so we're going to come with our knees bent on the floor. Stack your knees. Bring your hand to the top of your head. I think you've all done this with me before. You're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift your feet and lift your chest. And then inhale to bring your legs and head back down. Okay, so head comes up, chest a little bit comes up, and then everything comes back down. See what it feels like to strengthen one side of your lumbar spine at a time. This is a great strengthener for your quadratus lumborum, the deep low back muscle. One more time. Try to exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. All right, and then let's roll over to the other side and switch. Okay, so your hand, your top hand, you don't have to have your hand over your head. It helps to just keep your chest open a little bit more, and it helps to keep you aligned. So just see what it feels like. So we're not lifting the knees up. We're only lifting the feet, and the side waist engages. So this is not only, of course, you're going to be using your obliques a little bit for this, but try to focus on that deep low back muscle, the quadratus lumborum. Having your feet lift will help you engage that muscle along the way. Make sure your neck is feeling comfortable. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. All right, let's do one more. All right, and then roll over onto your back. Spread out to a starfish, arms and legs, and then exhale. Knees in, pick your head up, tuck in like a little snug ball, then roll over onto your side and come back to dog pose. Spread out the hands. Notice the awakeness in the lumbar spine area. Hopefully you have some awareness going on there. Feel the inner spiral of your thighs. Lift and widen your sit bones. Feel the extension through your spine. When you're ready, lift the right leg up in the air. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Hug in right toward the center line. Feel your strength. One more time, lifting that leg back. This time we plant our foot forward in a lunge. So come to that right foot coming forward. Rise up again toward crescent lunge like we did before. But this time when we bring our arms up, we're gonna open up through the side waist a little bit. So grab onto the wrist and find a little extension. Try not to let this knee cave out. See if you can stay hugging toward the midline. Feel the breath. Reach up into the breath. Feel it expand. Feel it release from the body. And then come back to center. Walk the back foot forward. Reach your arms up. Chair pose. Find a breath. You can always put your arms somewhere else. You don't have to have your hands up. If you're nursing a shoulder, all the arm up overhead can be very challenging. So just see where you need your arms to be for ease. Find your breath. All right, inhale, stand up straight. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot stays forward, right foot's coming back. Extend through the spine here. Find your feet, plant yourself, root yourself, find your breath. Remember, you're just here in your body, enjoying your practice. So try not to take things too seriously. Try not to lose the presence. Just see what you feel like in this moment. Come into a lunge, arms up. If it's comfortable, grab onto that wrist and have a little side bend. So try not to crunch so far over. Think more about extending through the side waist than about compressing the other side. Always, when you do lateral bending stuff, one side's engaged, one side's open. So see if you can focus on the opening. Find your breathing. You can always do one arm like I'm doing if your shoulder doesn't like to be lifting. Breathe full. Open up through the side waist. And then exhale. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Lift that left leg up in the air. Square hips. Take a deep breath. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, bring that leg back. Exhale, place your foot down onto the ground. Come forward into a plank. Find your breath here. Let's put our knees down onto the ground. And we're going to come into Vasisthasana, however you like to be in the posture. So you can have if you're taking your knee down, you can have your shin parallel to the mat. You can have your shin perpendicular to the mat or anywhere in that plane. And that's if you have your knee down. If you can have 2 feet on the ground as well. So you don't have to have any knees down. You can be in full Vasisthasana. So you decide what's best for your body. Open across your chest, big billowy breaths. Shoulder blades down the back. Stretch the arm overhead if your body allows for it. Deep breath into the side body. Okay, and then exhale and come back onto all fours. Feel a little bit of a cat-cow or any kind of movement through your spine that's helpful. And then let's move to the second side. I have my knee down. You don't have to have your knee down. You can have 2 feet on the floor. Shoulders away from the ears. Open across your chest. Deep, big breath in. Deep breath out. Feel how expansive you can feel across your collarbones and sternum. And then when you're ready, bring that arm over your head if it feels comfortable. Feel the roots into your feet. Big breaths. Okay, and then come back down. All fours, have a moment to just move your spine around. And eventually finding your way up to dog pose again. Root your feet, bend your knees as much as you want to. Find the breath. Inhale, lift your right leg up in the air. Square hips. Exhale, bring that foot forward. Come into a lunge. Arms can go up if you want them. We won't be here long. We're turning now to the side. So finding a reverse warrior first. So feel the openness through the rib cage. Find the breath. And then we're going to come right into Parsva Konasana. Bend the elbow, open across your sternum. Feel the roots of your feet. Maybe your arm comes up, maybe it comes out, maybe it stays down. whatever you're doing, feel the length through the side of your body, all the way down to your foot. Can you feel the thigh bone move back? Are you able to turn the navel toward that hip? Open your chest. Root your feet. Enjoy the stability of a pose like this. These standing poses bring such endurance, fortitude into the body. All right, let's go ahead and stand back up. Reverse a triangle now. Find the strength or length rather through that side and come into triangle pose. So you can be with block. You can be just hand on your leg somewhere. And remember, higher can be really nice for the back. So, we're obviously working with the side waist and the lumbar spine. So sometimes when you go real deep, this is very intense for the lower back. See what it feels like to climb out of the pose and feel your stability there first. Open across your chest, feel the roots of your feet. Engage your thighs. Externally rotate that front leg, your right leg. And then go ahead and come back up. Find your way into Virabhadrasana 2. So come into your legs, feel the roots, bring your arms out. Maybe you want palms in some weird way to stretch through the arms. See what it feels good. Do you want the shoulders to drop down? Do you need your elbows closer into the body for your shoulder? So find what's feeling nice and stable for your upper body, also for the breath. Sometimes having a change in your arms can make a world of difference in your capacity to breathe well. Feel the strength of your legs. Give over to the earth. Let them drop. Are you being kind to yourself? Is there some place in your body that you can release tension, that you can offer kindness? Does kindness have a sensation in the body? All right, let's come on up. Turn the feet to the long edge of your mat. Find the standing starfish. Open up. Feel the breath. See how you can get the breath to travel from your center body to your limbs. All right, and then swing back toward the front of your mat. And let's come back to a dog pose. Notice the difference. We've done those standing poses on one side, not the other. Feel the symmetry now as best as you can. Hug in toward the midline with your hands. See what it feels like to pull your feet away from the midline. Find the breath. Inhale, come forward. Finding a plank. Stay with your breath. You can always put your knees down. What's supportive for your breathing? All right, let's go ahead and find our way down to the ground. You can put your knees down first. Any back bend that feels nice in your body. Open yourself up, shoulders down. Exhale and release. And relax here for a moment. Take a breath. Melt away. See if you can feel yourself dissolve, like that line in the poem, like a piece of salt, a grain of salt dissolving in a weak broth. Can you let yourself dissolve? Okay, now pick yourself back up again. So bring your hands onto the earth. Come back up onto all fours and move around your spine. So you might notice these poses are there's a lot of work that happens in the back of the lumbar spine. So make sure, take notice, do any nurturing things like some swirls or swishes that might feel good for your back. Find your way up either to dog pose, or you can just come right away and bring your left foot forward if you don't like the transitions so much. Find your breathing in and out. Let's bring our left foot forward and come into a lunge. Rise up, finding your breath, and then we're going to turn and open up to the side. Deep breaths in. Let's come right into a reverse warrior. Find your legs, root down, but open up the side of your body as best as you can. And then as you're ready, stabilize your legs. So as you come into Parsva Konasana, feel the roots grow in your legs. Try not to just lean on your knee. See what it feels like to lift off, to have lightness happen in your torso so your body weight is not just compressing down onto the elbow. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Feel the chest broaden, turn the navel to the right. Feel the roots of your feet. Try not to have tug of war inside your body. So can you find the melting nature? Find the kindness. Put your arm anywhere you want the arm to be. Give yourself room to breathe. Are you breathing in through your nose? Is your neck and traps, are your traps relaxed? Can you feel openness in your palms? Can you feel openness in the soles of your feet? Where is your strength landing in your legs? How are you holding yourself? Let's go ahead and straighten up the leg. Find a reverse triangle pose. And find your way into triangle pose. So remember, sometimes less deep is a really nice thing for the back. So just discover, how deep your posture needs to be today. Blocks can be very helpful. If your hand is on your leg, be mindful to not hyperextend your knee. Open across your chest. See what it feels like to turn the belly button toward the back hip, toward the right hip. How are the soles of your feet? Are they open? Can you feel the bones press into the earth? Are your hands free? Is your neck relaxed? How's your breath? All right, let's come all the way back up again. We're going to find our way into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So as you come into this pose, once again, find the placement of your arms that's best for your body. What's giving you breath? What's giving you stability? How it can ease translate into kindness? How can strength translate into kindness? All right, now as we are coming out of the pose, before you come out, root down, just root, feel yourself drop into the earth as best as you can, rise up through your spine, and then begin to straighten your leg. All right, let's turn back to the front of your mat, dog pose one more time. Finding the breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then come onto your knees. All right, so we're going to come up onto our shins, finding the breath. Hopefully we've opened our side bodies up enough for a lot of openness for camel pose. This pose is quite difficult for a lot of us. So let's also allow ourselves to have some support. So if you need some blocks near your shins, that's a great way of supporting your body in in camel pose. You can also have your hands, fingertips pointing down, or you can have your fingertips pointing up. Hopefully some of those hand stretches we did earlier are supportive of what you're doing. So choose how you want to be. But you can even have your hands on your hips. Find the reach of the heart, open your chest, and don't let yourself go back very far. Stabilize, press your shins into the floor. The belly muscles are engaging while they're opening. Feel your breath. Now, if you can come back far, you can grab onto your blocks or your heels. You decide where you want to be. All right, and then come back up and sit down. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this pose. We're gonna repeat it though one more time and try to look around your room and find a wall or a piece of furniture that you can press your pelvis against. So I'll show you against the edge of my couch. Okay, so I'm gonna put my body at the end of my couch so that I'm stable and not allowing myself to go further with my body here. You can also just do it against a wall. So however you're best suited, find your way. So your torso is pressing up against something, the shins are moving down into the earth. The tailbone descends, the pubic bone lifts. You're opening across the heart. Keep the back of the neck long. Feel the sense of collarbone spreading. Your core is engaged while it's stretching. Use the support. And then exhale and release to come out of that and find your way onto your back. All right, put your feet down onto the ground. Let's come back to some twisting like we did, not quite like what we did in the beginning, but feet are wide and just windshield wiper your knees left and right. Add the arms to it. Stretch the arm on the diagonal. Now grab your strap again. We're gonna put 2 feet in the strap and lift your leg. I know you have a burning desire probably to bring your knees to your chest, and we will go there. But first, let's just keep the extension in our spine before we flex. Thigh bones are moving away. Feet are lifting up. Root your hips down. You can have your knees a little bent. You can have your legs straight, whichever is working for you. Deep breaths here. We're going to take the right foot out, left foot stays in the strap. You can either put your right foot on the floor or lay it straight. And we're going to cross the left leg over the body, over past the midline, so to the right. Feel the hip move away. Find the extension of your spine. And then come back up. Right foot in the strap, left foot on the ground. Extend the spine, cross the right foot to the left. You can have your left foot on the floor or you can have your left leg on the floor, whichever feels nice. Come on up. All right, reverse your pigeon. So right foot on left knee and reach it back and grab. And you can flip over and do pigeon pose if you prefer pigeon pose. Okay, so let's just take a moment to open our hips. We're starting to find some flexion in the torso as well. Deep breaths here in, deep breaths out. Let's go ahead and put your feet down onto the ground and change sides. Left foot on top of right knee. Reach and grab that right foot, right knee or back of the knee, wherever you hold on. Feel free, sometimes I like to move in this pose and kind of rock left and right or do some circling. Sometimes I like to be very still. Sometimes I like to put my right foot against something so my arms don't have to help. So you do you, whatever is feeling nice, whatever's helping you free up your hips a little bit, release your spine a little bit. If you're in pigeon pose, melt. See what you can do to surrender without guarding. All right, then relax. Now we get to deeply fold. So if you've been craving this, now you get to do it. So knees can be to the sides of the ribs, happy baby pose, or perhaps that's too deep for you and you'd rather just bring your knees to your chest. So whichever helps you feel that you can open up the lumbar spine a little bit after that camel pose. Feel free to rock a little bit left and right. All right, relax. Now grab your 2 blocks and take 1 block underneath each knee for Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can choose a different variation of this posture if you'd rather have some support under your back. But I'm choosing it this way for a purpose, besides just it's convenient to just stay on the ground. I want you to feel grounded. So can you feel both solid, grounded, connected to the earth, and at the same time open? So feel as your knees move apart from each other and the pelvis broadens, can you feel the sense of openness and vulnerability through your pelvis, through your belly, through your chest, even through your throat? Allow yourself to open and breathe.
as you experience the sense of openness, at the same time, simultaneously feel the connection to the earth. Is your breath free? What can you do to help it become free? Let this pose melt away some of the stress that you've been feeling. Can you allow your body, those blankets, to slough off a little bit? So we're going to move into Shavasana, and we're coming into Shavasana just a few minutes early so that we have a few minutes after Shavasana for a guided meditation, a seated meditation. So let's take a moment to just complete the beauty of this pose. Take a deep breath and feel. And find Shavasana as you're ready. You can take those 2 blocks and stick them underneath your knees. You can be flat on the floor. Allow yourself to melt. Feel simultaneously deeply grounded and deeply free.
Let the eyes rest. Melt in. Let's begin to deepen our breathing and feel your groundedness. Slough off the froth a little bit more, releasing blankets of tension. With this renewal of your practice, let's find our way onto our side. And come up to sit as you're ready. So you can do this on your back too. You don't have to be seated. I'm just going to do a very short tongue glen. So this ability to be kind, to offer kindness to self and others. First, if you had a sense of kindness in your body, if you felt a sensation that kindness is when we were practicing, see if you can conjure up that feeling of your open heart, compassionate heart. Let's start by offering this kindness to ourselves. May we be at ease. May we be free. And go ahead and extend this to someone you love. Have a person in your mind. May this person be at ease. May this person be free. And any other words, offerings, blessings that you would like to give. Moving on to someone you don't know well, but that you know, an acquaintance, someone you know who's struggling. May this person be at ease. May this person be well. May this person be free. Offer your kindness. Extend your kindness. Now move more challenging to someone you are in conflict with. Maybe someone who has a different political view than you that you struggle with. Maybe someone you love that you struggle with. And this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we take away all the froth. We just feel our human connection. Can you offer kindness? May this person be free. May this person be at ease. May this person be well. Now see if you can open your kindness even more. Expand that tender heart even more. Let's hold our nation through this very important election. Can we reach across the divides, the barren lands between the shores of kindness? Can you bridge that gap with your heart energy? Can you take away the froth, the noise of how we are disconnected, and instead reach deeper into the heart to find the ways that we are all connected? May our nation be at ease. May our nation be peaceful. May our nation be free. And then lastly, let's bring this to the whole world. Go beyond our borders. Envision the whole earth and all the beings upon it. And send forth your loving compassion, your kindness. Take a deep breath in, a deep exhale. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a peaceful, beautiful, easeful